So I've been struggling to make videos the last week or so. I'm with my little baby. I'll block out his face, but he's gorgeous. I'm at a female relative, which is like my kryptonite. I'm the weakest version of myself when I'm around this relative. I'm lying, however, on her white sofa, and when I told her that I was going to try to IVF, her response a week later was to call me up and tell me how excited she was that she's going to buy a white sofa because no more children. So I'm very happy 7 years later, like a little victory against the negativity. Why do I say negativity? Well, it's all relative. But let's say my colleague at work at the time comes from a much more close family, and when she turned to 30s, because she's younger than me, her parents took her in hand and said, if you haven't met someone, you really should consider having a kid by yourself. We'll support you fully. No shame in it, because you're going to miss the boat otherwise. To say that this was not I'm just going to have to blank him out. To say this is not my background is an understatement. I'm exhausted. I've been here for 5 days. I'm waiting out to make sure World War III doesn't happen. Actually, I can't make sure World War III doesn't happen. I'm just living in ground zero where they will try to target us. So I'm here because there's a bomb shelter. I don't have a bomb shelter at my house. And it's very tough. Like I'm reading aloud Eckhart Tolle to my son, and he says that enlightenment is the end of all suffering. So if I can just let go enough, I can be enlightened here. But I'm not there yet. Oh, why am I saying all this? I want to say something that can help a woman out there undergoing the same thing. Look. I obviously wanted this very much. I didn't have a baby to rebel against anyone. I think maybe because I didn't have a mothering role model to emulate, that it really came from my heart. But and I have a lot to be grateful for as well from my mother. It's not at all one way, but the truth of it is that staying here is incredibly challenging, and I think that because I feel that the longer I'm here, the less centered I am, the less sure of myself, the less directed I am. Therefore, my challenge is within that to build myself up and to be centered and directed despite that. Because at the end of the day, I carry her anxious energy in me every day. She's passed on a lot to me, which she suffers from and which I definitely suffer from and need to purify myself from. So I can use this for my growth, but ultimately I'm a lot better off being very far away from this. Although it's incredibly complicated. Like, I don't have all of the answers. And I'm filming this in a good light so I don't look as tired as I am. How can this help you? If I was to go back to myself from many years ago, well, her announcing she was going to get this white sofa in order to, now that she's not going to have children running around. It's ridiculous, she never had children running around anyway. I was very hurt by that. I've been very hurt by many things she said. Okay. Accumulated over the years. My conclusion for self-growth is to be more cold about her. And there was a line in the Eckhart Tolle book that I read just now that says something like, I can't remember what it said, but it was an interpretation maybe I came out of it, of like letting life be your teacher, like life is my mother. Or like I've heard from other teachers, nature is my mother. Life is my mother, life is my father. Like my job as my son is to bring him up the best I can. But may he be comfortable in who he is in life, so that life itself you can find love from the feeling of being alive and grow through that. May he keep the joy that he's got. Look how gorgeous he is. I won't show you how gorgeous he is, but I'll show me. It's just lovely. And hello. I have qualities my mother doesn't have. She doesn't have the joy that I have. And he has my joy. And she's so unhappy. She doesn't know how to let the joy in me. She doesn't have any of that. I think she's very jealous. I'm not quite sure what part of myself I have to need to mother myself. I only ever found connecting with nature, with cycling was the way that I managed to center myself and detach myself in the past. Well, all is quite well now because I have my son and my dog here and she's gone out. So we'll see how we go for the rest of the day. So I don't know what to say if you're in a similar position as me, that you just don't have. You don't get what you need from those people that you have reasonable expectations of. And there's this Zen patriarch saying that the path to enlightenment is that where there's no preference. And I've been listening to Ray Dalio, who talks about how to recognize your mistakes, and so that's what I said about being told. My mistake was always getting upset. Says one should be realistic. So hyper-realistic in my case was recognizing people for who they are and not forcing them to be cast as characters who are capable of better behaviour, higher behaviour than where they are. But I was avoiding feeling very lonely. And also having to face up to all of the feelings of inadequacy that having those people around me had fostered in me as a projection of their own shortcomings. It was too overwhelming, and I'm still working on it all. But it's good to know I'm in a different place now from where I was, and it's wonderful to know I have this gorgeous boy. Okay. Things do change. Things do change. It was cultivated in me so strongly that I'm just that person instead of me. And I can see now I'm really not that person. Okay.